Welcome back to the Fixed Ops Roundtable. I'm Sarah Vantine here with Ted Ings. Today we have the Privacy for Cars panel, and we have a unique guest, someone who's seen vehicle privacy from both sides of the desk. Joe Homen has spent the past 30 years in the automotive industry, serving a wide range of roles and ultimately working his way up to a general manager and a partner owner at several dealerships across California, where he implemented in vehicle data deletion programs at his dealership. And Joe's here today, Ted, to share why vehicle privacy became so important to him that he changed his entire career path to helping dealers implement vehicle privacy solutions.
All right, Joe, what an intro, and welcome to the Fixed Ops Roundtable.
Thank you.
All right, great to have you. And, Sarah and I have heard so much about privacy for cars in the last year. So I thought this would be a great opportunity, if it's okay for her and I to ask you some questions and, yeah, hone in on your retail background. And you work for a pretty big group. And as Sarah mentioned, you left after 30 years in retail to focus on customer privacy. So you must see some things, okay, that are happening out in the marketplace. And, that bold move really helped, reinforce that, you believe this is worth betting your career on, if I could say.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. So if you don't mind, take us back to when you were still a general manager. What was the aha moment? When did you realize that vehicle data was going to be, such an important thing in the retail dealership space?
Well, I mean, going back to, being a general manager and, day-to-day operations and everything, us as dealers, we have a lot of blind spots that sometimes, we don't know about or we oversee. And, we learn over time that protecting those blind spots or getting everything dialed in is very important, obviously, for the business, for our employees and everything. So that's always been on the front of my radar, because being compliant is not a it's not a want, it's a need.
You're so right, Joe. And we're seeing, as Ted and I have had conversations across the industry, data and privacy of data has become just such an important component for the customer experience and for businesses to protect themselves as well. And so I'd love to get your perspective now that you're on the other side of the desk calling on your former peers. What's their reaction been like when you show them how much personal data is actually left in vehicles, even after they think it's been deleted?
It's eye opening because obviously for myself, always going through the rules and FTC guidelines and safeguard rules and stuff like that. We always again try to protect the asset, the dealership, and when when privacy in cars came up, it to me, I had the blank look like, are we serious? I mean, really, 30 years in the car business, I thought literally we disconnected the Bluetooth from our phone or disconnected the cord from Apple CarPlay, and off we went, and my little device is good. And I should not have any more information in the vehicle. Talking to peers in the car business and other, dealer principals and general managers, when now being on this side of the table, giving them the knowledge and telling them exactly how this works, they have the same blank look, as in, wow, I can't believe it. And it's educational, and we're always learning.
Joe, I'm on the other side of the country. I'm in New Jersey. And in New Jersey, privacy has been in the news, especially for car dealers. I've been following it now, maybe for the last 6 months. I got to ask you, questions. How real is liability? Is the liability exposure for a dealer? I know you've been named on dealer licenses yourself throughout your career. Did you ever worry about being personally liable for a data breach, which is happening all the time now, or a privacy violation?
100%. I mean, obviously, I like to sleep well at night, and Never been a fan of, again, breaking rules, and that's, never been in the cards, right? It's easier to do business the right way, and again, protect the asset, protect the dealership, protect the employees. And I mean, it should be on everyone's radar. I mean, it is super important, uh, that the attention to this compliance and privacy in cars, uh, is attended with.
And Joe, I'm thinking with our retailers that are listening to this today, we have so many components that happen in our F&I offices. We have those shredder boxes where all of the information that we might have for a deal, need to end up because of the safeguards that are in place. And one of the interesting things, you coined the term digital shredder box. And so for those listening who may not know what that means, why do dealerships need one just like they have a physical shredder for paperwork?
Well, I mean, the way I look at it is like this: a lot of dealers are reactive, right? A lot of dealerships, they, when something happens, they react to it, and that's how a lot of things come up in the dealership world, at least in my perspective, right? Shred boxes are placed because we need them. We can't, we cannot not have them, right? Some dealers go to the length of, putting codes on their finance doors, their sales offices doors, their business office doors. I mean, it's it's not, do I need it? It's, you do need this. There's no way around it. And with Privacy for Cars, I mean, we are the only ones in the world globally that do this.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's not, oh, do I want it? No, you need it.
Yep. Great references you made there, about, having access to the office and, what some of the things that dealers have done. But if you don't mind, let's get a little bit more tactical. There are dealerships, for example, some have collision centers, body shops. Um, and if we use that as an example, how are companies like that using data deletion for total loss vehicles? Because it's not just the trades, not just the cars coming in for service, but it seems to be a whole lot more.
Yes, when you get into the circle of, exactly, when you start peeling back the onion and you start looking at how many different areas that this is affected in, a body shop, you have total loss vehicles, that vehicle is going to go from the body shop to the insurance company that's going to pay off the vehicle, that's going to go to Copart or whoever else that's going to dismantle that vehicle and sell those parts off. Obviously, with that customer data in there, you just don't know where that's going to end up at. You also have the exposure on the loaner car side, the rental car side, the vehicle trade-ins. It continues to go, and go. And there's a lot of cars out there, and this is a very, very big issue.
And Joe, I'm thinking about, what we were just talking about with the body shops. And, one of the things that I didn't realize is just how much information vehicles store today. And we're seeing it get increasingly more complex, just how much data cars are collecting through our phones and through our devices about us that are contained in the vehicles. And so, body shops are one application. Where else are you seeing this in Privacy for Cars create value? And maybe more importantly, where is it creating revenue that dealers didn't expect?
Well, I always tell dealers, obviously compliance is number one. But us as dealers, obviously, if there's a revenue stream, that's a bonus, right? Dealers for years have, always, I want to buy more cars off the street. I want to do this. I want to increase my CSI. Um, there's multiple ways to do it. Number one, compliance. Number two, it is a CSI booster for the automotive world, right? For every dealership. I mean, if me as a dealer, it opens my eyes and gives me a blank face when I find out that my data is probably in other cars that I've driven for all these years. Um, look at the customer experience when they're coming in, they're trading in their car. It's probably the first time they're ever going to hear someone say, I'm going to go out to your vehicle and delete your data, right? And I'm sure 9.9% of of customers are going to say, I didn't even think about that. Thank you. You know, um, it's, and the revenue piece of it, it's when you, again, it's all about the message that you're putting out there for your dealership and making it unique and different than everyone else. If you look at it for buying cars off the street or buying cars from consumers, a small, hey, before you buy or trade or sell, before you trade or sell your vehicle, come clear your data with us, right? You're going to get hand raisers that are coming in. Obviously, if the customer comes on the showroom floor and says, here, I'm here to clear my data on my vehicle, you already know, A, they're selling their car to their neighbor, their doctor, CarMax, whoever it is.
Yep.
And you have a look at the basket that you would not have before. So that's just a different component that goes along with Privacy for Cars.
Yep. And I know the group that you worked with has had tremendous success in making this, Joe, a differentiator. So I want to ask you about that. A lot of, and we're still early adopters, all right? How are they using privacy as a differentiator, offering perhaps that free deletion service you just mentioned to capture, let's say, even more trades, maybe even more vehicles in the service department to, acquire their trade and maybe close more deals in the process?
It's all about putting a plan together, right, and executing on that plan. And at the end of the day, it's all about procedures, right, policy, and how you go about doing business. And that's what we did. We took what we had. We increased our CSI, and we increased our basically buying our vehicles off the street, which we know it's so hard to do in today's world because everyone's trying to do it. They're getting calls from everybody trying to buy their cars, and it makes the difference is the dealership down the road doesn't offer data deletion, but we do, and obviously that right there is the game changer. And consumers 100% of the time will come visit you because the other dealer won't do it or can't do it.
Well, Joe, it's so funny that you said either they won't do it. And it's so, the enemy oftentimes of the automotive industry is sometimes ourselves as an industry. There's so much of that mentality. We have a lot of great early adopters and a lot of very innovative dealers here at the Fixed Ops Roundtable that are always looking to have that edge. But the industry as a whole, we have had some slow adoption sometimes of best practices where this is the way we've always done it, or you've heard the objections, our staff can handle, they can't handle this, we can't afford another vendor right now. So how do you respond to your former peers when they push back on some of this innovation?
Again, it's not I want this. It's, to me, it's, you have to have it. There is no walking around this. I mean, again, if we're out there blocking and tackling day-to-day business, I mean, don't leave yourself exposed with a blind spot. It's a huge, again, we all in the dealership world, we have the KPAs of the world. We try to put everything in place to make sure that everything works in conjunction. But there is no platform out there like Privacy for Cars.
Right.
And the best thing is that I believe the more you have, the less liability you have, right?
Yes.
And you cannot, in my opinion, I'd rather have more than less.
Yes. Joe, the three of us have seen a whole lot in automotive retail over the years. I'm curious if you could go back and talk to Joe Homen from 3 years ago as a general manager. What would you tell yourself about vehicle privacy? What do you know now that you wish you knew then?
I This program should have been, I should have signed up a lot sooner than what I did. I wish I would have known about I wish I would have had the education of how much information these cars actually, you know, download. That it's I mean between biometrics and photos, videos. I mean,
Yeah.
we can go down the list. It's eye opening.
It's pretty huge.
Yes.
So I think, Joe, our audience is going to have an opportunity to learn more about that next week in Las Vegas. I know Privacy for Cars yourself are going to be at NADA. I see at the bottom in the scroll a booth number that's scrolling along. Privacy for Cars will be at booth 6528N. I guess that's in the North Hall. Sarah and I will be out there as well. We're going to see you there. But in addition to shredding the personal data on the car, you're also going to be demoing a new solution that disconnects the prior owner's external accounts and connectivity. I know you're going to be showing it out there. Can you give us a little hint of what's coming here today?
Um, I can give you that it's a an amazing um, piece that we're putting together for Privacy for Cars, and we are going to be out there demoing it. And I invite everyone to come by the booth
Okay.
because it's going to be, again, I'm going to use the word, it's going to be a game changer for what we already have in our platform. It's going to be something that I think a lot of dealers are going to be very happy with.
Sarah, exciting times in the automotive industry.
It is, Ted, and all of these features that Privacy for Cars continues to innovate. It's just, it's what the industry needs to protect our customers and protect ourselves.
Everyone, if you're going to Las Vegas next week, it's next week. I can't believe it's here already. We'll be done with the month of January into February. Joe Homen is going to be out there. Privacy for Cars is in the North Hall, booth 6528N. Sarah and I will also be there. And if you're not going to NADA, you can reach them on the web at privacy4cars.com, the number 4cars.com /dealers. You see that in the scroll down below. Joe, on behalf of the fixed ops community, and the entire retail community, thank you for all you do to bring this to the surface and really give us a lot of awareness and show us a lot of things we should be doing right now to help protect ourselves and remain compliant.
Thank you, and I can't wait to see everyone at NADA.
All right. Joe Homen, everybody, with Privacy for Cars, here with us today at the Fixed Ops Roundtable.